I was trying to come up with something witty for this intro to the Netflix original film Lost Girls, but because of the content and that it's based on true events, it just seems a little bit insensitive. So let's just dive in. After a young woman goes missing in a Long Island community and the police are slow to react, a mom takes matters into her own hands, and her actions lead to national attention for other missing women. Amy Ryan stars in this adaptation of Robert Kolker's novel. Now, I haven't read it, but the story is intriguing. And you may be familiar with it because it made national headlines. I just wasn't. I knew nothing about this going in, and so I got to go along for the ride as the story unfolds. Even though the title of this movie is Lost Girls, the focus is so much more on Amy Ryan and her struggle to find her daughter. Now, yes, other missing people come into this, and so it expands its scope a little bit, but truly the focus of the entire film is on Amy Ryan. And that's not a bad thing because she kills it. I mean, she is outstanding to watch. She's powerful. She is frustrating at times. She's not always likable, but then also you get to feel her frustration as she deals with law enforcement and their inactivity or their lack of action in what she feels is a time-sensitive case. I mentioned that she's not always likable, but come on, I mean, her circumstances, totally understandable. I can see how she would react this way. I would probably react this way if my kid were missing also, and they're getting no attention from the police or no just action from them. Absolutely, I'm gonna be raising holy hell also to get some, hey, figure this out, start working, start looking for the clues. Don't make me do your job. Gabriel Byrne plays a police commissioner in this, and he's good, but oh my gosh, he adds a quiet frustration to the entire story. Like, I like him, but I also want to punch him because I just don't like how kind of slow moving he is, not quick to judgment, not quick to action. But when you look at what he's saying, he's being level headed. And so he's trying to take the emotion out of it, which I appreciate. And I like that in his character. I just don't always like the character and the inaction going on. Thomasin McKenzie plays one of Amy Ryan's daughters, and she's great. I mean, everything I see her in, she's awesome because she just displays this true inner strength. And it's no different in this one, that it shines through, even though her personality, her delivery at times is quite timid. Mayhem from the Allstate commercials is in this also. He's playing a cop, and he is frustrating and annoying and just disrespectful, and you hate him, but that's exactly how you're supposed to feel. I mean, he did a great job at portraying this very unlikable character. The story is really well told, and it sucked me in with its mystery and its intrigue. It's also well shot, which just means it's nice to look at. I mean, I enjoyed sometimes being very intimate with the characters, just being up close with them. You get to see the emotion that is seething from them. And other times we get the expansive, just wide shots that show landscape and depth and area, which is important to the story at times because sometimes the area plays, it's a character in the film as well. And I like also that they intersperse real news footage into this because it just adds to the genuineness of the story that's being told. It's telling us, hey, look, no, we're not just making this up. This isn't a work of fiction. Now, sure, some of it may not be told totally accurately in the movie. Again, I don't know. I didn't read the book that this is based off of. But for the most part, from what I understand, it follows the facts fairly accurately. Now, honestly, I found the end of this a bit unsatisfying and frustrating. Now, if I were watching this as a documentary, I would probably be totally okay with it and wouldn't feel as frustrated or unsatisfied. Well, probably still frustrated, but not unsatisfied. But hey, this isn't a work of fiction. This is something that's true. So I understand why the movie ends the way it does, and I'm okay with that. And it's not a knock on the film that I was frustrated and unsatisfied by it. I just wanted a different outcome. But that would have changed the entire narrative. It would have taken it from something based in reality to something based truly in fiction. This really is Amy Ryan's movie. I mean, she is spectacular. She's playing that flawed but passionate mom and just willing to take the fight and to fight the fight that nobody else seems to be willing to get into. And I like that and I appreciate that, and it came across as real. And again, awesome reason to watch this movie. I mean, really, for no other reason, even if you don't know about the case and you want to watch a solid performance, watch Amy Ryan. Now, she's not always likable at all. She's sometimes just very abrasive. But again, I totally understand. I can empathize with her and I'm be like, yeah, you know what? You got to do what you got to do to make people act. The content is heavy and mildly depressing, but it's executed so well. You are not going to go wrong by sitting down and watching Lost Girls because Amy Ryan is awesome. Gabriel Byrne is great. Thomasin McKenzie is spectacular also. I can't wait to see more of what she does. I mean, she's a young actress, and so we hopefully have a longevity with her to just see her go into different roles, playing not just the daughter and somebody who's quiet and reserved, but maybe gets to shine a little bit more. So we'll see with her. There's no sex or nudity. There is a lot of profanity and some gruesome imagery. I give Lost Girls 4.5 out of 5 couches. So are you familiar with the story or the novel? I mean, have you read it? Let me know what you thought of it in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, please give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.